A big new report may have accidentally revealed who attacked Jade Cargill, so we'll see what that's about. We'll also check out what's new for Rhea Ripley, the Wyatt 6, and more. Starting things off with the latest for the Jade Cargill attacker storyline. Some members of the community were lightly jabbing this storyline in terms of its actual lack of progress and hints. And that's true. When you're watching a sort of thing of whodunit type of programming, you're going to get new hints every episode, and the characters are going to keep pushing the story along and getting closer to solving the mystery. We don't really see that with the Naomi and Bianca Belair storyline. We get a quick little moment like Naomi saying there's no new leads, but then they go several weeks after that with no new hints or discoveries for the big Jade Cargill mystery at all. So that's a fair criticism by the community. It's not been a storyline that makes steady progression every single week. But we can assume that the story will really ramp up closer to the Jade Cargill return. And let's speak about Jade Cargill because a lot of things are happening there off screen that could be a sign that she's gearing up for a return to the ring real soon. The biggest recent thing to note about Jade Cargill is that she's officially back and active on social media. Jade took to Instagram to post a carousel, including several new photos of herself. It's the first time Jade Cargill has posted anything like that since the attack first took place back in November. So Jade's post itself can be seen as a big storyline hint that she's surely back to full strength and full health. The first few weeks of the Jade Cargill storyline, it sounded like Jade's character was laid up in the hospital and recovering. But with this new series of photos, it's safe to assume that Jade Cargill is ready to go again. So even though there's no actual hints on Smackdown itself, Jade Cargill has been giving some decent return teasers across her social media platforms over the last few weeks, if you've been watching closely. You had her post questioning if Naomi was telling the truth about being no new leads. And now you have this brand new set of photos of herself, where she appears to be fully healed and not wearing a single band-aid at all. She appears to be completely ready to go, which means the return's gotta be real soon. New reports claim that Jade Cargill continues to be spotted at the WWE Performance Center, training for this big return that could happen any week now. And let's get into this new report that may have indirectly revealed who the attacker is. For weeks now, Bianca and Naomi have seemed like the top two suspects. It's gotta be one of them. Those are the top choices for the attacker reveal. Well, a new report from Fightful claims that WWE is allegedly considering Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair for WrestleMania 41. Bianca and Rhea have teased a WrestleMania showdown with each other in the past, so this would be a huge payoff for those teasers and would be absolutely a blockbuster match for the women's division. But this report is pretty significant for the entire Jade Cargill situation because if WWE is considering putting Bianca Belair in a WrestleMania program with Rhea Ripley, it sounds like that means Bianca Belair is not behind the Jade Cargill attack at all. Because if Bianca was behind the attack, you would figure that Bianca versus Jade would be the obvious WrestleMania program for both women. So the fact that they're playing around with Bianca and planning some other things out for her, it sounds like this report has strangely enough cleared Bianca from being revealed as the attacker. With Bianca now rumored to face Rhea and do different things for WrestleMania season, the spotlight now turns to Naomi to be revealed as the Jade Cargill attacker. Maybe that's the big match that Jade Cargill is currently training for. If it's not Bianca, it's gotta be Naomi, meaning that Jade Cargill's WrestleMania match could be a one-on-one bout against a heel Naomi. It definitely seems like a WrestleMania-worthy matchup because of all the story potential that's there. If this is truly morphing into Jade versus Naomi, that could mean that we're about to see a heel Naomi for the first time in a decade. That itself is a pretty big deal right there. They could definitely stretch it to WrestleMania because that would give lots of time to flesh the story out, have Naomi explain herself, and just have Jade Cargill come after her until they finally settle it at WrestleMania. Some fans are also discussing the idea of the big twist, being that Jade Cargill returns as a heel. She has no real evidence about who the attacker was, but she makes assumptions and takes out best friends just to cover all grounds, and that could work too. The only issue with that theory and the twist is that we still need an official reveal for the attacker. Can't really introduce a mystery attacker storyline and then never reveal who it is. So it seems like the reveal is surely coming, and now it's officially looking more and more like Naomi. But even if she is a babyface, it doesn't mean that Jade Cargill still can't be dominant and a brutal force. Jade has been very vocal about wanting to bring her AEW persona to WWE, just being a one-woman army, and it seems like this return run right here is going to give Jade that opportunity to shine as a single star, especially if she can straight up defeat a former world champion like Naomi on the WrestleMania stage, and advance 2 wins and 0 losses at WrestleMania. Another big thing fans are sort of freaking out over was with Kevin Owens' choice of wardrobe for the January 24th edition of Smackdown. Kevin wore a Naomi shirt to the ring for his main event match against Jimmy Uso. So some fans were wondering if Kevin was wearing that shirt because he knew something we all didn't know about the Jade Cargill situation. Was he a witness to the attack? Was it a way of quietly snitching? And those were all good guesses, but at least at this current moment, it seems like Kevin was only wearing that shirt to get under Jimmy Uso's skin, since Naomi is his wife after all. So that was more of an individual mind game thing rather than a hint for the attacker reveal, but there still appears to be lots of big reveals coming here. There's been a lot of uncertainty surrounding Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six in recent days, but it looks like we got the first positive hint about what they may be up to on SmackDown. The January 24th edition of SmackDown featured the big reveal that The Miz was being traded to SmackDown. He instantly enters a panic mode because he knows that the Wyatts were recently traded to SmackDown as well. Plus, he has no longer the extra care and protection of having the Final Testament by his side. So The Miz knows he's in deep trouble. We see The Miz talk his way into joining Grayson Waller and Austin Theory to become a trio. But right as The Miz gets them to agree to team up with him, Nick Aldis reveals that Waller and Theory are headed over to Raw. So The Miz is all alone. So that paranoia being on the same brand as the Wyatts and having no one beside him is really terrifying him right now. So it appears that they're teasing the idea that the Wyatts will come for The Miz sometime soon here. And it does make sense because the storyline with the Final Testament, The Miz, and the Wyatts did end pretty weirdly and abruptly. So the Wyatts continuing to come for The Miz would give the story the proper closure that it needs. We know that the Wyatts are in a pretty rough spot right now. They were dependent on that Alexa Bliss story kicking off a few weeks ago, but after that was canceled, they had no real direction and were shifted to SmackDown out of nowhere. You also have reports from Fightful claiming that at least one of the Wyatt Six members are nursing some type of injury right now as well. So yes, they're still missing from television, but the seeds that were planted throughout the Miz's paranoia is a good sign that the Wyatts are hopefully not that far away at all. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.